In this film, Vecihi Hürkuş is at your age. Do you want to be friends with him? Friends, I am Vecihi Hürkuş. I'm one of the most important names in Turkish aviation history. I produced Turkey's first domestic aircraft. Would you like to know me better? I was born in 1896, in those years of Istanbul that I remembered with longing by your grandparents saying, "Oh, where is that old Istanbul?" Istanbul is a city whose every part can be visited to the fullest in every period of history. I was the second child of a family of 3 children. My father is Fahan Bey. My mother is Zeliha Nir Hanım. I grew up in a large family. My uncles, aunts and cousins were always together. It was so nice to grow up in a large family. I was a very lively and active child. You could only see me standing still when I was painting. I was curious about everything and always asked questions. I was like a colourful parrot which was talking constantly. My biggest dream was to build an aeroplane and become a pilot. But when I started primary school, just at your age, I discovered my interest in art. I'm sure there are things you like to do too. I've always given priority to doing the things I love, and I recommend it to you. Education is an important step towards realizing your dreams. Whatever you are interested in and enjoy learning, be sure to pursue it. It will make you happy for the rest of your life. I followed the things I loved. Meanwhile, the Balkan Wars had begun. When I finished school, I voluntarily joined this war. After returning from the war, I wanted to step into the profession of piloting, which has been my dream since my childhood. When I said I wanted to be a pilot, they said I was too young. I was sorry and sad, but I was going to grow up in the end. I went to the mechanic school to get the vocational education closest to my dream, and I hang by my teachers every word. While attending my school, I participated in the First World War, and I went down in history as the first Turkish pilot to shoot down an aircraft in the Caucasus Front. And the Turkish Grand National Assembly rewarded me for my achievements in the War of Independence. They gave me the Medal of Independence. They gave me the Medal of Independence and 3 separate commendations. Thus, I became the first person in my country to be awarded 3 commendations. After the war, I started teaching at the aircraft school. During this period, my biggest goal was both to raise my dear students who love to be in the sky like me and to nationalize aviation. I would see the result of my efforts in the coming years. My students would be successful pilots. I was also continuing my studies while I was teaching. An aircraft was named after me for my ideas I put forward and actions. That was an awesome feeling. It was time to realize another one of my dreams, namely making airplanes. I immediately took action and I produced Vecihi K6. My current dream was to see my plane in the sky as soon as possible. And you know, I saw it, guys. Not only did I produce this plane, I also took the first test flight. My happiness was indescribable. When the calendars showed January the 28th, 1927, Vecihi K6 was the first Turkish-made aircraft. At that time, it was decided to establish the Turkish Aircraft Society under the leadership of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, who said, "The future is in the skies." I also joined this society. We were making airplane tours in Turkey with my friends in the society, hanging out flyers from our plane and telling people what aviation was and what we were doing. They also loved us very much and followed us with enthusiasm. My curiosity was still at full throttle at this age. I wanted to learn what kind of innovations there are in the world in the aviation industry. I went abroad frequently and made factory visits. Meanwhile, I continued to design new aircraft models. I produced the first civilian aircraft in Turkish aviation history in a short period of 3 months. This second aircraft I produced was a first in Turkish history. It was a great pleasure for me to achieve firsts. In 1932, I founded the first Turkish civil aviation school, the Vecihi Civil Aircraft School. I had the chance to teach my students who love to fly like me at my own school. They took flight trainings on the planes I built. Vecihi Gökmen, Turkey's first female pilot, was among my students and dozens more. Though I was a teacher, I continued the production of my aircraft. My students were having training flights in my aircraft I produced. That was another source of pride for me. My love for skies did not stop. I decided to publish a magazine for telling about this love and encourage everyone to get interested in skies. We published this magazine called Kanatlılar with my daughter, who grew up with the love of skies too. In 1954, I founded the first civil airplane company in Turkey. It was called as Hürkuş Airline. I have formed an aircraft fleet there. Here, I was repairing the aircraft of airlines of our country, disposed of and made them ready for use. I succeeded in writing my name in Turkish aviation history. This success was realized only when I pursued my dreams. Now, when aviation is mentioned, my name comes to the mind of everyone. Children, I told the life story of a child who is curious, who dreams, attaches importance to education to realize these dreams, works hard and achieves firsts. I hope my life story will be a good example for you. My biggest advice is to set goals for yourselves at this age, to receive training in line with the goals you have set, and to be both curious and hard-working individuals, wishing you to fly with your own wings in the future.